Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we see the two teams lining up there and showing their appreciation to the fans down here. I get joined by Andy Hay, the big chief at the Auckland Rugby League Development, Coaching and Development. Andy, being responsible for the program, how do you feel it's going so far?
Yeah, there's been quite a good uptake with the program for the players here, the staff here, the parents and the supporters. It's been a fantastic day so far. The weather's been great and very kind to us, so we're quite pleased. Obviously, there's been a few hiccups. We'll sort those out. We've got 3 weeks to go, but so far so good, and hopefully the viewers are enjoying it on the live stream.
Yeah, cool, mate. Hey, just in regards to your journey here, let's talk a little bit around that. You know, how did the boys get selected? What was the program? What was the process, and how long has this been in play?
Yeah, so we've changed things quite a bit this year. We've revamped the whole program, and we've had 6 weeks of trials for this program. We've selected our coaches and assistant coaches and managers early on in the year. We discussed with them, and we tweaked the program from last year. We had a review of last year's program, and we wanted to make it bigger. We wanted to make it more of a development series, so other players who aren't involved today, who you're not seeing, have also been involved as a part of this program. And we had 6 selection trial days for every grade you'll see playing. Out of the domain, we selected 40 players out of the for each grade. Out of the 500 odd that turned up, we selected 40 players for each grade. The coaches have been working with those in some cases for the last 6 or 7 weeks to get these guys ready. Last week they had to cut their squad down to 22 players, which you're seeing on the field over the next 3 weeks, and those guys are taking the field to go for the trophy and to win for the respective region. The big change, I guess, for us has been around helping the guys who maybe don't make rep teams. Right. So the guys outside of the 22 you see today, and developing them, and the coaches have taken that on board. So the other 18 guys have been given development programs, what to work on for next year as well, how to improve, and hopefully see them next year in a rep shirt.
That's really cool, mate. Hey, look, the outside of the players, it's also a great development tool for the coaches as well. Let's talk a little bit around that. I know it's a passion of yours.
Yeah, it's given us a lot more hands-on time with the coaches. In the past, again, we had the 3 games. The coaches took the teams away to train, turned up, played the 3 games, and pretty much left. It was real hard for us to have any time with them, to spend any time helping them, dealing with their, coaching progression and coaching development. So this time, with all those coaches' days and all the training days and trial days, we've had every single coach in representing their age group, and if they weren't coaching, they were selecting. So they helped select as well, and it's been pretty cool to see. There's been some coaches who've taken it on and really grabbed it. There've been other coaches who maybe just sat back a little bit and didn't do as much as we thought.
Just as you're talking to the coaches there, a bit of a coaching moment happening now with the looks like the northern side over there, and there's a bit of a coaching moment going on as we speak, and really, really cool to have these sort of moments and times for the players, and over a longer period of time. So I suppose that's been part of your development as well.
Yeah, definitely. And the guy on the screen there, he stepped in for us. We had a coach for family reasons had to pull out halfway through this process.
Right.
So Bevan jumped in and he's helped us out, and he's done a great job. That game, I thought, it's probably been one of the best of the day so far. I've been travelling around the fields, not just on the live stream, but that's probably been up there one of the best of the day. And 2 good contested teams. I don't know if you noticed, but the South team ended up with 12 players at the end for the last 10 minutes because of injuries. So a lot of their players went off injured and couldn't return. So again, another learning curve for the coaches. This is a bit different to club football.
And, being a representative player yourself, with rep games and what have you, whilst there may have been some of the teams, have a 10, 20-point spread, make no mistake, they can turn that around in a week. They have the talent and the ability to come back and, readdress that in the following week.
Yeah, it's a tough game. Rep foot is the best of the best, and this is what we've got in Auckland now. And the coaches, they'll be working here over the next week now to try and put some things right and change some things they thought may have gone well for them. And the opportunity they've got over the next 3 weeks of this series is to try and, if they've had success in this first week, to keep that up. If they didn't have the success they thought they may have, how they can push their team harder, take their opportunities. The other part of our process from the development side is every single player of the 22-man squad has to play in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was something we spoke to in both games.
Yeah,
And
so-
was that part of your thinking?
Well, it's, we all want to win games, but we don't want to win it at the expense of the other players who don't get to play. So it's a group, it's a 22 playing squad, and they're all in it together. So you'll see the other players playing over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and which is part of the developmental series. Even though it's a rep game, we're still trying to develop these players for the future as well.
For the coaches, as the matches start to unfold, is there a strategic play on that in regards to who they have on the bench and how they work the bench?
Yeah, very different for these coaches. They're not used to it. We had quite a few meetings leading into these fixtures with the coaches, with the managers, and even in this last game and some of the games over on the other fields, they've been asking, it's only 6 changes. Yeah, this is what we discussed during the year. It's so we can, utilise your subs well. You've got to be a bit more strategic in your planning. The guys over there, like I said, they ended up with 12 players on the field. It wasn't necessarily due to them making changes too early. Every player who came off had a genuine injury, couldn't return.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that made it difficult for them, and obviously we may need to look at something around the rules in that. But it's strategic thinking, how to win games. Once you're getting up the ladder at higher levels, and these coaches are becoming better coaches, it's taking away that comfort blanket of just rolling subs on and off. So we need coaches to be thinking about the game prior to getting to the game, and a bit more planning.
Now, just talking a little bit about the program, whether they're supporting North or South. The one champion piece, is won by the region as a whole, and that's how they, stack up with their wins. Can we talk to a little bit around how the thinking for that unfolded?
Yeah, so we trialled this a little bit last year. We had this regional concept last year. We did it over 2 games, and the 2 games we aggregated the scores, wins, and points as well for the overall winner of the region. Every age group totaled the wins, totaled the scores. And we came with an overall winner, and I can't remember who it was, so don't ask me now, so I can't remember, but let's say it was North, because they won the most games and got the aggregate scores on the draws of 2-all. This year we've gone back to the 3-game series.
Yep.
And hopefully we have some good games and we have some quality games, and they all go down to the 3rd game, down to the wire, and we get some quality football throughout. We understand we may not get that, and there's already been a couple of games who've been won quite easy, so those other teams have got some work to do. But the aggregate scores will come in. Everyone's playing for the same trophy.
Yep.
So every single team here, if you're representing North or you're representing South, even though you're representing your grade, you're also representing your region as well. So it's trying to get the groups to develop through Auckland Rugby League, through the Development Foundation, through this region of origin. They can see a pathway all the way from 12-13 restricted up through the grades into the Vulcans programs and beyond, because that's what we want to do for these guys, and we want to give them something to play for, something to aim for, and hopefully something to enjoy as well on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, look, mate, I heard the chirp of the referee's whistle out there in the halfway as we get ready for the next match. I want to thank you very much for your time, mate. I know you're extremely busy, and it's proud to work alongside you, mate, as the program unfolds. It's just been a fantastic day for us here.
Yeah, thanks, Troy, and thanks to Corey and the live stream unit, and we'll look back on this through the week, I'm sure, and look through the players, and it'll be a great tool for me for selecting some of these players to go on and play in Auckland games as well. Thanks, guys.
Mate, just before you disappear, one quick one, and that is, this isn't the only development piece that you're involved with. The Blast program, that's kicking off fairly shortly.
Yeah, the Holiday Blast program will be in the full swing, and the weather's getting good as well. So if you are watching this and you've got kids aged 5 to 12, have a look on our website, ARL, and book yourself on a Holiday Blast program during the school holidays. The kids, if you need them looking after, we've got a great program for rugby league development skills and sports program in there, which will entertain them. They'll have fun, and they'll come away with a few goodie prizes as well. So it's a great event, it's a great day, and there's a 3-day event at Cornwall Park, which all our staff run. We have numerous repeat visitors, so we know it's a good program. It's quite robust, and everything's changed up again for this holidays, and we've got one at Waiuku and one running up at Hibiscus Coast this holidays. So if you're in need of some service during the holidays for your kids who are off school and you need to go to work, throw them in the Holiday Blast.
Awesome, mate. Thanks very much. Appreciate your time today. Andy Hay joined us at the ARL live stream commentary box. Corey Ross has just joined us back, and Corey, you're on top of your game, mate. All set for the next round?
Yeah, looking forward to this one, the Under-18 Open. We touched on it in the last game. number of these boys fairly familiar to us through our commentary, SAS College Rugby League level, and also at club level. We had the Auckland club final for the under-18s, which we streamed from Mount Smart Stadium number 2. So, you know, and when we look at these guys, these really are the guys that are right on the edge right now of possibly progressing to those higher honours. And also, of course, this is a virtual trial for the Auckland representative team, which is going to play Auckland Nui in a couple of weeks. So plenty going on in this one as we see the South boys now making their way out onto the park. Up over the fence here at
Yep.
Cornwall Park.
That's all part of the pre-season, the pre-game warm-up.
And if those are your trees that are
Yeah,
planted
those
there,
trees are 12 feet tall. Corey.
apologise in
Yeah.
advance.
The young under-18s are coming through from South Auckland. And fabulous to catch up with Andy Hay, ex-Great Britain International, who works at the Auckland Rugby League for the coaching and development. He's a level 4 coach and, you know, very lucky to have him on board as these programs get rolled out around the region.
Yeah, plenty going on in that space as well, isn't there? The holiday blast coming up, as Andy touched on, at Waiuku and Hibiscus Coast, and
Yeah.
a number of development opportunities, as well as the
Here comes the northern team behind the
Northern
hedge.
team
They're
appears.
coming out behind the bush.
magically out of the bush there. And if you are wondering, you won't be able to catch it on screen, but the warm-up area obviously is behind the fields here now as the boys make their way back out to get things back underway here. We will bring the team lists up in a minute and just run through some of the players to watch out for in this one and highlight, I guess, some of the men that could potentially make the difference in what I expect will be a fairly physical and closely contested match. For the Northern team, young Hayden McLeod-Crump, he's played the whole year in the Crown of Trucks Sharman Cup competition for the Ellerslie Eagles, played in the halves in that team, but he'll appear on the wing today. Taniela Tofu, who we've seen in action for Mount Albert Grammar, he is a powerhouse in the centres. Expect his influence to be a big one today. Warren Smith as well in the back row, who we've seen a little bit of through his involvement with Richmond. Dropping off the bench for them, Charlie Leota and Blade Kamuhima. They will not be taking the field today. It's a real shame. Big Charlie won't be lining up. Have enjoyed calling him over the last couple of weeks and saw him around at the national tournament a couple of weeks ago as well. Watch for Simoni Vaipulu as well for the North team. He's been playing in the Ellerslie Sharman side as well. And for the South team, young Tane Wiki, he's a Waikato product, but he's been playing Sharman Cup reserves with Manurewa this year. Dre Roberts as well, who we've called in the college competition. Some good strike off the bench to watch for as well, the likes of Taylor Papali'i. Watch for Stuart Whitehead. He's dangerous on the flank and was part of the under-16 South team last year, coached by our very own TJ Ashford. Coaches for these games, Fletcher Butler for North and for South, the handyman to have on the coaching staff, George Carmont, former Newcastle Knight and Wigan Warriors player, and Tusa Lafaeli is the other coach. Our match officials today for this one in the middle of the park, it is Kevin Arken, Zane Richardson. He just had the middle in the last game. He's backing up. He'll do the line in this one along with Lau Pu'uvali. So not long until kick-off here now. And it will be North wearing red, South wearing blue. There's Dre Roberts on screen. So it looks like it's going to be North with first use of the footy in this one.
On me, boy. On your run. North, we're going!
So here we go, under 18 open grade, North versus South, the third and final of our live stream games today. We are underway here at Cornwall Park. With North first on the ball. And so many of these boys come into this having played a lot of footy this year across the various different grades, as we see an error on the opening play, and that's a nightmare start there. A little pat on the head from Colt Solomon. Perhaps a little sarcastic, dare I say.
Yeah, and I heard Whakatane come out in regards to that one, so a wee bit of excitement as the boys start rolling into this game. I think there'll be some intent across the park. And that bacon and egg sandwich was something to have by myself. Sorry about that, Corey.
And
Good run.
you must have just about broken a world record on the time you whiffed that one down in between mentions on the commentary. In the meantime, let's get back into the action. And Roberts hands it off to middle forward Salmond. Roberts now. It's Tanaki. Expect this one to be a high-paced game. There'll be some big contact in the middle of the park as well. Speaking of big contact, there's a big body in the shape of Storm Tanaki. Roberts, he'll miss out his front rower and instead go out the back door. A cross-field kick, pressure on early here for North, but it is safely gathered in by Hayden McLeod-Crump, who will race back to restart play and get straight back into it. So North now, with their first time being tackled on the ball, an error on the opening set. They defend it.
Good strong carry there.
Now they'll earn the penalty as well. So bit of a messy start really from both points of view here. Perhaps a little bit of over enthusiasm just leaching into this one. Kick for touch now will North, and that'll come in over the live stream booth here.
Here we go, boys. Push on me. Wait for the tap.
Stevens, he hands off to Lukatau, Richmond prop. Warren Smith now cuts forward. That's a good carry, and he gets up quickly as well for a quick play of the ball. They shuffle play out the back now, and this is Garrity.
Up for the three. Well done, Marcus.
Left side they come. Garrity again with hands on ball. Plays short and brings in Morris Tualofa, one of the captains of the side. O'Neill. Last tackle coming up. North with their first chance to register points today. Garrity takes it to the line, and he'll get there. No, he won't. We're going to go back for a knock-on. So he got to the line, but just spilled it there, and it did look on first sight as if it was okay, but referee on the spot and makes the call. So South dodged the bullet there.
Wait. The line. Hey. Roll away now. One marker.
Good line speed there by Norths. Just as I say that, they got a little bit loose in the ruck there.
Clever play that time from Roberts. Jumped out of dummy half, sensed that they weren't square, and ends the penalty as a result. This is Tanaki to kick for touch. Solidly built for a standoff.
To be fair, mate, everybody's solidly built out there today across the park.
Yeah, you're right. Even the outside backs today, with a couple of exceptions. Dare say, Hayden McLeod-Crump is giving away a fair few kgs on most of the people. That won't worry him. He's been playing against fully grown men all year. In the Crown of Trucks Shaman Cup competition.
Yeah,
this is
be a holiday for him.
Simon Collins.
Ooh.
Roberts now will play back to the middle of the park. Solomon is taking the ground. Roberts will miss out the big man, instead find his playmaker, which is Wiki, and then they hand it off.
Nice
now
ball.
there's space. Fa'afili holds it up. Now they're in a little bit of trouble here. Have to get numbers to try and keep him in the field of play. Great defense from North. And they get him into touch.
I held him up long enough. Yeah, the boys are happy with that.
So it looked likely at one point there when Fa'afili just managed to get a little bit of space between himself and the oncoming defense, but North recover nicely to gather now. We'll pack the scrum down about 10 out from the line.
All I got you here, let's go. Keeping on the 10, tidy up the rock. Last one, let's go. And now, out!
So he's bobbled that? Yeah, he has too.
And Nalatofu puts that one down on the play one. That's their second play one error of the game already, North.
That's the level of chat too, eh? Everybody's pumped up on this one.
Let's go, lads. Blue ball. Okay, get in now, sit. Now, sit. Out!
South got a set play on here.
Wiki takes it to the line, hands off, and now we might have the opening try of the game. Yes, we will. Storm Tanaki. Too big, too strong, 4 points.
And maybe that was the set play. Just give it to him.
Yeah, not too much time needed to study that one. Let's take a look now on the Region of Origin replay, and you can see Wiki just holds the ball up, turns Tanaki, and then the change of direction is what gets them. They sort of end up running into each other, actually,
Yeah,
the North
held off, eh?
defenders. But look at the size of this man. Gets the legs pumping, puts the fend out. And Hayden McLeod-Crump is left to try and hold on at the end there. So nice first strike for South. Tanaki gets them on the board.
Yeah, great try. He shifted the ball into the right hand, was able to fend. 4 points on as we wait for the kick to come. And a beautiful day for rugby league down here. Certainly turned it on at Cornwall Park. You can see some of the other matches way over in the back of the screen there. And a good strong crowd today as well, out here enjoying the sunshine along with the football.
So Stanley Franey it is to attempt the conversion. About a metre in from the sideline. Certainly a difficult one to open his account. He strikes it nicely though, but it's going to
Just
fade at
away,
the end and go away to the left. So the score remains South 4, North 0. 8 minutes gone here. Game day 1 of the Region of Origin series. We're in our third live stream match. Been a good day so far, Troy. We saw an opener between the under-13 sides, which was probably a fairly middle-dominated game, and then a nice open match in the 14-15 restricted. Lots of points scored.
Yeah, a lot of pace too. That's good.
So a good variety of football on display today. 2 more weeks of it to come.
Yeah, we're lucky. Greg might let us live stream every weekend all through summer.
Okay, play on.
Back to it we go now. South.
Play on.
Big run.
Roll away now!
North up to task though. Let him hit on Roberts. Line speed so far from this North team, just looking to get up and suffocate. Roberts again.
Big contact.
Bring his big man into it there. Salmon. Just short of halfway now, South. Good set after points here. They need to get to a quality kick at the end of it. Last tackle now. Tanaki. Will shift play on. They'll look to keep it alive now, and then it'll break out to the other Tanaki, the try scorer, who puts on some footwork, gets the legs going, gets the offload as well. This is brilliant play from South. It'll end just short of the try line, but that was nice to watch. Tell you what, Storm Tanaki, what a prospect he looks. Very, very dangerous early on and just about put Robert Fatialofa away that time. Didn't quite have the pace to get there in the end, and North hold on. Now they'll start to work it out via Joe Lokotal.
Bump and go.
Hayden McLeod-Crump get involved in the yardage work. Terrence Stevens is the dummy half. Contact down low that time from South, and up top to finish it off was Fatialofa. Move play on now, North, looking to move this pack around a little bit, and that ball's come loose.
It came off weird for Tiffany to pick up that ball. So knock on by you guys.
So knock on red is the call. So South now with an opportunity to put something together once again.
Let's go.
And a look across the field, you would say South certainly with the size advantage in this one. Even in the outside
Come on,
backs,
boys.
I think some of
Let's
their
go down. Let's go.
centres
Get
are,
it.
dare say, bigger than the Northern
Take it,
props,
Jack.
but
Left man. All the way.
you may see sort of different styles in this one. We've already seen that to some degree. North keen to move the ball around, whereas South are probably a little more content to play the middle game and try and win that one. Here's
Look at the strength.
Tafu trying to take him to ground, doesn't do so, and Roberts will play on now. They're getting front foot ball here at South, and they're building something nicely. Roberts on the end of the quick play of the ball. He will jump out, look to engage the markers. He's probably looking for a friend that time, didn't find one and had to take the tackle instead. Come back towards the middle of the park. Short ball at the line, bringing Collins in. Roberts plays short once again. Nothing too inventive about this set from South. Backing themselves to use that size advantage. Tanaki holds it up at the line. Ball comes loose. This will be a Northern ball. There'll be no advantage at the end of this, or will there? It may well be.
They want to push him back in.
And,
Unable to.
so that'll be play on. They'll get the extra use of the footy here North, following the South era.
Together, boys. Hold. Two. Falling. Release. Nice release out of it. That's third.
Tafu.
Release.
It's ranging Mount Albert Grammar Centre. On the under-18s final with Richmond.
Away, eight.
Elias Tuitama, Mount Albert man. Swing it wide now,
Oh,
and tucking
great.
the ball under the wing and into open spaces. Garrity with options, finds it out the left edge. Ball ends up at ground, and as a result it breaks down a little bit, but it looked very likely there. Nice heads-up play that time from Harrison Garrity. Slice through the middle of them.
Players all right. Yep.
Luke O'Neill popping up to assist Stevens on the tackle that time. Involved in the work, this is Stuart Whitehead, a product of the Southern Cross campus system. Back-to-back national champions in recent times. Didn't fare so well this time around at the national tournament, failing to even make the semi-finals in the top flight. Never talking to here. Referee Akin calling out the captain there, and is keen to have a quick word. Morris Tualofa goes back and relays that. Roberts now will kick for touch, and it's a good one as well. Squeezes out plenty of yards off that one. 35-minute halves in this one. Roberts straight to the big man. This is Fatialofa. In fact, earlier that was Sulla. This is Fatialofa. Roberts plays out the back, brings his playmaker Wiki into the action. Wiki
Good
steps,
feet work.
darts. Wiki just about going to go all the way. Pulled down, meters out from the line. Roberts now will play short, brings his fullback into it. Quick hands. They get the numbers. They get the try. Fa'afili. The man to finish it for South. After Tane Wiki had burst through the line, gone very, very close. This is where it starts. Look at that. Just
Great feet work.
steps through the first one and then evades O'Neill's tackle. I thought here he might have had the pace to get there. Just that last minute, holding on around the ankles. He's pulled down short, but then nicely handled from here. Roberts gets in a dummy half. He knows where the ball's got to go. It's quick hands from Javon
Still had a little bit of
Smith
work
as
to
well.
do, didn't he? Got the ball away, lovely.
See, boys.
Region of Origin replays brought to you by CTAS, our live stream partners. Live stream partners. Waiting for the kick to come.
Stanley Ferrani to line this one up. Away with his first effort, just to the left. Steps in, strikes it, and again away to the left. So the score remains South 8, North 0. 16 minutes gone here. It is the Southerners who are looking very much the dominant team in the middle of the park. North just struggling to get any meaningful possession at this stage, and they'll probably take every minute they can of this break and just look to regather a little bit.
Just as the North team comes back, for our count here, we've got, well, till this game's concluded, I guess, Corey. Can't call it too early. One South, one North, and this will be the decider for us on the ones that we're live
There you go,
streaming.
the live stream cup.
Yeah.
North restart us. Low one, which is scooped up nicely, and hand off to a much bigger body, perhaps quite wisely. Simon Collins.
Lining up the next big runner.
Played in the 16s last year. Roberts jumps out of dummy half, and then Salmon Derner gets the offload away. It's messy, it's been kicked.
Forced it.
And this will give North a really good chance here. Their first decent attacking opportunity from memory in this one.
Let's go, Kevin. Last.
So test coming up for South on their line.
Last mate, last mate.
Sun really bearing down here at Cornwall Park now. The temperature out on field has increased significantly. So will that be a factor as well? This is Johnson Peters, the Mount Albert Lions fullback.
Together now, please. Thank you, boys. Well done, Marcus. Go one.
Nice
Tweet
little
Tama
drop.
finds his back rower, Lokotau, who straightens. They're about 11 out from the line now. Stevens, the dummy half, he clears it, and they come out to this left edge now. This is Morris Talofa, but it's broken down into touch as the call. Touchy Zane Richardson with the flag up.
Now. Out. Away now, Red.
Some notable graduates from this concept, although this is a revamped version of it over the years. The most recent of whom, Ignatius Pussy, who played in the Under-20s series, North and South, as he was coming through the ranks. Ignatius, part of that proud Tongan
Strong.
connection. Come through the Auckland comp in recent times. You only need to look at the Matima'a Tonga side, which played at the last World Cup. The majority of them coming from this Auckland competition. Roberts is going to earn a penalty for his team now, and will earn it right on halfway. So now we're going to have a talking to as well.
You have a captain. Yeah?
I think it's the second one for today.
Someone's just been reminded that they have a captain for a reason. So you're talking through him.
Listen, don't look for me.
He's right too, it ain't out.
So kept in play now by Perawiti.
Away, please. 7-9.
He's gone the blind. He's faked it too. He's good.
McLeod Crump now into some open space. There is cover coming across. Nice little bit of footwork though, but he's chewed off 50 odd meters there. McLeod Crump, excellent run. Now Tofu jumps into dummy half. Doesn't get the desired result that time. Stevens now looking for a quick play. He sizes up Roberts and takes it in his direction. They're 20 out from the line now, North, looking for their first points of the game. Petafetti is the dummy half. Tuitama looking for an offload. Not going to get one. He's now well and truly wrapped up. 5 out from the line. Last tackle coming up. Swing it out the back now. This is Garrity. Brings in the fullback Peters. Peters is dancing. Peters is looking for a gap. Hands it off to Tuitama, who was pulled down short. That's great defence from South. But what about Hayden McLeod-Crump? Breaks down this right-hand side and just about got through the line. It was good cover defence in the end from South to close it down. So North, for their efforts, just can't find a breakthrough, and now that is a really poor error right up against their line.
One.
So pressure about to come back on for South now.
You hear the crowd in the background down there having a roar. Some exciting action across the park here today. All three fields are in play.
Now, Steven, thank you.
Back to North. Can we score?
Morris, Tualofa. Stevens, a big bumping carry forward here, and it's going to be coughed up. Or held up, in fact. Sounds like the initial whistle was for a knock-on. And it will go back and play it.
Whistle's got to start. 10, 10, 10. Second. Up now!
Lokatau, right in front of the upright. Stevens. Pirawiti.
That's 4.
Throwing plenty at them here, North. No results so far. 22 minutes gone. Again, it's Lokatau. Busy in the middle of the park. Stevens looking to clear the ruck. He's not square.
Oh, no.
This will be a penalty.
This is the third set.
So back to the 10. Another chance here for North.
Yeah, clear the ruck. Whistle, please. Whistle.
They look most likely off the back of a quick play of the ball. Some of their smaller skill men. Tuitama plays short and brings his back rower O'Neill into the action.
You're not helping yourself. Stop walking on the mark. Go back. That's
Told
fine
to start
now.
walking
Go.
off the mark.
Go.
Back to it and play again. Left edge they come now. Holding it up. Peters was looming in support. Instead it heads back to Garrity. Garrity dances through one. Garrity still going. He's got Roberts hanging on for dear life. Centimetres from the line now, North.
That's fine.
They play short, a burrowing effort. This should be their first points of the game. Joel Lokatau gets low and gets over the line. Let's take a look on the Region of Origin replay. And after 3 back-to-back sets, something had to give. South had defended so strongly prior to this, but in the end, in fact, it is Fresh Legs on the park who's got over for the try. This will be Sam Brown who scores it. Looked like the number 10 at first, but it's Sam Brown who crashes over right next to the uprights and halves the deficit for his side. Zion Pirawiti converts, and it is a 2-point game. 25 minutes gone. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Nice little hit back that time from North and Troy. They'd spent a fair bit of time down there. They had to probably find a result there just for confidence.
Yeah, 3 sets back to back. And Downtown Brown, he certainly had to get down low to come on. As you said, Fresh Legs in, probably just enough oomph to make that happen. And they needed those points, so they're back into the game now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens, over the course of the first half. Got 10 minutes in this, 35 for this half, and you know, back into a contest here. It's taken a little bit of time for them to get into the game. You know, South were certainly dominating in the early passage.
Struggled to get enough possession, didn't they, early on North, but with that, points
And I
come
think
off
too,
the
they're
back of
both
it.
settling down now. You know, as everyone came in pretty amped, pretty hyped up.
So North get us back underway. So I think is your try scorer. That time it is Locketal. More fresh legs on the park in the shape of Cruz Lusson. Richmond man. Here's Sam Brown now. Bagged himself a meat pie on his last touch. He gets a penalty here. That's a nice couple of interventions from the big man there, and he'll be happy with his work so far, Sam Brown. He's made a difference off the bench.
Southern coach isn't going to be too happy with the amount of cheap penalties being given away, you know, over the last few minutes. It certainly make life a wee bit more difficult for the Southern team as North now start to set sail into the Southern area, getting a bit more time on the field in their territory.
Now
Good
to
tackle.
Fended off a couple, and then for a minute like he was going to get slammed onto his back. Recovered though, and now this is Tui Tama who will bump it forward.
She kept the ball? No. Yeah, no, that was a big play, that.
So turn it over now, and South will get a welcome reprieve here. Their first possession in 5 minutes. Done a whole lot of defensive work in that time, and I'm sure we'll appreciate the break here. 27 gone, and it's anyone's game at this stage. It was all South for the first 20 minutes, really. They dominated possession, spent a lot of time down in attacking territory, but then North slowly started to find their way back in. And off a couple of repeat sets, eventually found points via big Sam Brown. And now it is South who work it out now via Tanaki. Roberts to Salmon, who goes up over the top initially, but well recovered by Luke O'Neill. Here's fresh legs for the south side, Desmond Hay. Roberts jumps out and steals plenty of cheap meters that time. He's got them up over halfway now, South. A good chance to get a good kick away here and set up camp at the right end of the field. That possibly was not the desired outcome on last tackle. Maybe a breakdown of communication there. Ended with Whitehead just running the ball out of dummy half. Brown now will play it. Hitting across field. Went a long way sideways, not a great way forward. Stevens now to Big Nella. McLeod Crump the dummy half. Had some classy touches already in this one. It's interesting for him, having played halves all year for Ellerslie, out of position. He's actually a fullback, finds himself on the wing today, so clearly a man of many talents. He'll remain in the centre of the field here to get through some more dummy half work. Here's Sam Brown. A little bit of footwork there, and he got chopped down low with a torpedo, and it's worthy of a penalty.
I think there's a bit of a hurdle action going in over the top of that. Maybe just clipped them on the way through. This boy here with the ball, he's impressed me. He's certainly got some speed.
Looks like McLeod Crump may have actually moved into that dummy half role now.
Yeah.
He's been there for the last couple of tackles, so some changes on the cards here for North. McLeod Crump, he'll head to the right edge now. They hold it up at the line and just about. But it breaks down that final play. It's Terence Stevens who's gone on to the right wing. It's his first touch on the wing, and very nearly finished in a try.
Good to see the umbrellas out for a change. Not anything to do with the rain.
Yeah.
Coming up the back end of the 2018 winter season.
A welcome change for us after a year of doing Fox Memorial footy, where more often than not we were dealing with those sort of conditions. But what a season it was. I'm looking forward to the next instalment of it. Point Chevrolet Pirates claiming the title over Glenora and what can really be described as an old school grand final.
Yeah, 6 points.
the lowest scoring Fox Memorial Grand Final ever. McLeod Crump involved in the tackle. It's on his opposite number, Stanley Ferrani. Roberts. He centralises via Fa'afili, one of the try scorers from earlier in the match. Hay leaves one on the ground. Boys had some bumping carries in limited minutes so far, his big Desmond Hay. Tanaki will take it to the line. He'll play in the other Tanaki, who then brings in the wing. This is Whitehead. Tanaki ends up with it at the end of it. Roberts to Lazarus Tanaki, who kicks, but it's on the full.
You were offside and you got involved. You were offside and you got involved.
Offside the call, so South will keep the ball here.
Look for me. I'm the kid. Here.
Roberts taps, and it will be Hay.
Welcome to Cornwall.
Hay leaves another one, and we will have felt that one as well. It was not one-sided by any stretch of the imagination. Right, Clark now promotes the second phase. Here's Desmond Hay again, lining up for another carry.
Bounce back from that first one.
Roberts jumps out. There's no marker. Dre Roberts will score. South are in again, but put it down to Desmond Hay. Some of those carries in the lead up left blokes all over the ground, and then Dre Roberts
just got it on the fingertips too. Not a bad bounce back. Sorry, Corey, after having some heavy contact.
You can see here, they were never set, were they? A gaping hole for Roberts, and he does not need two invites. Jumps out and goes over for the easiest of tries, right under the post as well, to stretch the Southern lead.
Region of Origin series replay brought to you by CTAS, our live stream partners. And certainly got a fast skip out of the dummy half there to get that point on the board as we wait for the kick to come.
And they'd endured a tough 15-minute period there, head South. They'd had to do a whole lot of defence, but an inclusion of Hay off the bench really made a difference for them. Very, very good carries in there, and off the back of it, Dre Roberts, who's been pretty sharp around dummy half, hasn't he? He's identified those gaps nicely in that time. Went all the way to the trial. And this is Ferrani, who will convert from in front. The flags are up, and South lead 14 points to 6 with about a minute and a half to play here at Cornwall Park. You're with us for the 2018 Region of Origin series, supported by the Rugby League Development Foundation, bringing together Auckland's best young players from the 12-13 restricted level through to under-18 open. This is part of our representative series at the end of the year. Auckland to take on Auckland Nui at under-16 and under-18 level on October 13.
Yeah, looking forward to that too. Had the Nui boys into the office over the week, and they're certainly pumped for it.
Yeah, and surprised to hear that it is the first time a Nuian side has played in Auckland now, as Hay picks up where he left off, and I think he only knows one way, this guy. Big fan of his work early on.
Hey, it's Saturday.
This is Zidikia, right Clark. Wrestled to ground by Lassen. Down low, and there's fresh legs on for North as well in the shape of Simoni Vaipulu, another of the boys who's played Premier Team football this year. Roberts will kick from dummy half, a la Cameron Smith, and it's a pretty good kick as well, which will find space. He's just short of a 40-20, but that's a heads-up play from Dre Roberts, who has managed this game really nicely through the opening stanza, and this will just about get us to half-time.
And there won't be any after this.
So there it is, half-time. It is South 14, North 6, under-18 open, Region of Origin, game day 1. Very short break for us before we resume with the second half action here at Cornwall Park.
Right, we're now joined by TJ Ashford from the Auckland Rugby League Coaching and Development Department. Well, this weekend the RLDF Region of Origin Series gets underway, Saturday the 15th. Tell us a little bit about the concept.
Yeah, it's a 3-game series, Auckland South versus Auckland North. Will be held at Cornwall Park. First weekend kicks off on the 15th September. Looking forward to some grassroots action from our under 12, 13 restricted all the way up to under 18s. But I'm quite excited about that. If you can't get down there live, do you know anywhere that they can actually watch the game?
Yeah, 3 games will be live streamed each week, so keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz. The series will be played over 3 consecutive Saturdays, and if you are wondering about the shirts we're wearing, these are the shirts similar to what the boys will be wearing on the weekend across 6 teams. So the trial process has been a fairly lengthy one, I understand. Talk us through how that's all gone down.
Yeah, our coaching and development department worked together in terms of ideas to basically open up to as many people as we possibly can between those age groups. So it's been held over a 4-week series, and we've had some of our Auckland's best coaches involved in that development program, where we go through some training drills and also a trial game towards the end of it. From there we basically pulled out the top 40 from each south and north area, and we've gone through a couple of weeks training session to get to where we are now.
I think in the case of the 16s and the 18s, it's also a trial for selection in the Auckland team to play Auckland Nui, is that right?
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's going to happen is each grade's going to have a merit team selected from our series, and at this stage we've got the 16s and 18s merit team that will be playing against the UAN side.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It all starts this weekend on Saturday the 15th of September. Keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz for all the live stream details, or get down to the park. Thanks for the update from TJ. Now, in the case of the 16s and 18s, the Region of Origin Series will also serve as a trial for selection on the Auckland representative side, so we're going to take on Auckland Nui. These matches will be played on Saturday, October 13 at Cornwall Park. Now, we also caught up with the Auckland Nui crew to get a little update on what they're up to. October 13, Daniel, a big clash on the cards at Cornwall Park. Tell us a little bit about it.
Auckland's best, Auckland Rugby League's best under 16s and under 18s versus Niue's best under 18s and under 16s down at Cornwall Park, October 13th. It's all going to happen there. Come down and support.
There's a fairly rich history of Niuean players playing in the Auckland competition, but I understand that this match will be a historic first.
Yes, Niuean Rugby League players have been involved in Auckland Rugby League for years. They have had a history in the Fox right down to the under 6, so we're really looking forward to continuing that history. There's 24,000 Niueans living here in Auckland region, so they want to be represented and acknowledged too.
They're going to be taking on full Auckland representative sides. Tell me what you're expecting.
We're taking on Auckland Rugby League's best under 16s and under 18s, so we've got a lot of guns in those age groups as well. So watch out, Auckland Rugby League, we're coming to get you.
Finishing off this edition of League Lens, we've got the Holiday Blast coming up in October as well. Now these are going to be held at Waiuku, Hibiscus Coast, as well as a 3-day one at Cornwall Park. Now you can register for these now on aucklandleague.co.nz. Just click on the Holiday Blast tab. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next time.